Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. The expectations in Tuscaloosa are national title or bust. So last year's 11-2 season for Alabama was viewed as a disappointment. Crimson Tide won 11 games, still won the Sugar Bowl, but it was viewed as a disappointment because they didn't even make the SEC championship game and did not make the college football playoff. Although many believe that had they slipped in as the 4th seed, they may have done better than TCU. But that's besides the point. Now heading into 2023, Alabama's looking to get back to the national championship. Because remember, they're in a bit of a weird time right now. They lost the national title in 2021. 2022 season, don't even get to the playoff. The dynasty's far from over, but they need, or feel the need to get back and contend for those SEC titles to show that, hey, Georgia's had a good run, but Alabama is still on top. They might have a chance to do that in 2023, but the schedule is going to be proving pretty difficult to do that. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad that you could join us today as we break down Alabama's schedule for this upcoming season to see if Nick Saban can get his Crimson Tide back in the college football playoff. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below because, guys, here at the Gridiron Expert, the college football season never ends. If you love college football, this is the place for you. We are talking college football 24/7, 365, nonstop videos right here on the channel. Even more exclusive content down in the description below. We want you to become a part of our GE Nation. We want you to become a part of what we're building here on the channel. And you can do that by liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future content going forward, including our official Alabama record prediction, which will come out later this summer, along with every other college football team's record prediction. We're going to predict everything, only here at the Gridiron Expert. So let's dive into Alabama, guys. Again, disappointing 2022. Now they lose Bryce Young. Now they lose both coordinators. Everybody's freaking out, but Saban has done this before. Nick Saban has been in this position before. The coordinator thing is an interesting storyline, sure, but Tommy Rees was an excellent hired offensive coordinator, and I think he's going to do just fine with whoever is at quarterback replacing Bryce Young, whether that is Jalen Milroe, who played some last year when Young was out with an injury, or Ty Simpson. Bit of a battle going on there, something to watch as we head into spring ball. But you take a look at Alabama's schedule. Let's dive into it here. It's really not too bad for the month of September. We'll kind of go month by month here. Month of September, obviously some intriguing games against Texas and Ole Miss. The Crimson Tide benefit from getting those games in Tuscaloosa. Middle Tennessee, I would expect that would probably be a win for many. At USF, interesting game there because they're actually going on the road to face the Bulls. Not very often you see a SEC team travel to a group of 5 team. We're seeing that here. And then at Mississippi State, will be an intriguing game. Alabama has kind of owned Mississippi State as of late, including a 30-6 win last year. Of course, Mississippi State now under new management with Zach Arnett as their new coach. Will Rogers is back, but how well will this team do with the loss, unfortunately, of Mike Leach and obviously brand new systems being implemented in Starkville. The 2 biggest games of the month of September are Texas and Ole Miss. They're both at home. They were both close games last year, though. Texas, many are expecting to be better this year, whether it's Arch Manning at quarterback or another year with Quinn Ewers. Texas only lost to Alabama 20-19 in Austin last year, but still starting a relatively young quarterback on the road in Tuscaloosa. Going to be a very tall task for Steve Sarkisian to come in and beat his former boss. So an intriguing Week 2 matchup, one of the must-see games of the year. But again, I think many people would still give the edge to Alabama. And then Ole Miss, of course, the Saban, Lane Kiffin rivalry there. That matchup there is going to be a lot of fun. Ole Miss, great through the transfer portal. Who knows who's going to be their quarterback? Could be Spencer Sanders, transferring in from Oklahoma State. Could be Will Howard, transferring in from LSU. Could be Jackson Dart, who was his quarterback last year. But again, this Ole Miss offense that nearly took down Alabama last year, only falling 30-24, has to come on the road. And the defense is certainly going to need to tighten things up, unlike they did at the end of last year. Again, a 7-0 start ended up being a 1-5 finish for Ole Miss. So the month of September, not too bad. Arguably the toughest games on Alabama's stretch in the month are at home. That's a huge benefit to them. The key stretch for Alabama, the stretch that will define their season, comes from October 7th to November 4th. So pretty much a month-long stretch, 4 games, will define Alabama's season. At Texas A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, they get a bye week, and then LSU. 2 of those 4 games we just mentioned were losses for Alabama last year. The lone 2 teams that Alabama lost to were Tennessee and LSU. Alabama has to play them 2 games in a row, but they luckily do have that bye week broken up in between them, and Alabama gets both of them at home. Remember, they lost to Tennessee by 3 at Neyland Stadium. They lost to LSU by 1 in overtime in Death Valley. There you go. 2 losses by a combined 4 points. That kept them out of the college football playoff. So Alabama's certainly going to want revenge over those 2 teams. Getting them in Tuscaloosa is an even bigger benefit to them, a huge boost to them, because you know the crowd at Bryant Denny Stadium is going to be rocking for those 2 games because both those teams are going to be good, Tennessee and LSU. We've already previewed both of them here on our channel and what they could do in 2023. They got loads of talent, and they're going to give Alabama one heck of a fight. There's no doubt about that. But an angry Nick Saban is not a guy that I want to go up against. I think we all know that. The other 2 games prior to that, at Texas A&M and Arkansas, well, the Aggies, disappointing last year for sure, nearly went into Bryant Denny Stadium and nearly beat Alabama. 24-20 was the final score. Had a shot literally inside the 5-yard line on the last play of the game and just couldn't connect. Alabama held on to win by 4. Jalen Milroe playing the majority of that game, and he could be the starter this year for Alabama. So that's something to kind of watch out for there. Of course, A&M, possible new look offense with Bobby Petrino. How well will they do with the talent they have there? College Station, 12th man, going to be rocky. Not an easy task at all. Playing back-to-back games on the road, Mississippi State and A&M on the road, not an easy task for anybody. So the A&M game is certainly a trap game that if they start clicking and start utilizing the talent like they should, and they really should have been ever since Jimbo got there, they might be able to take down Alabama like we saw last time they played in College Station. Remember, last time Alabama went to College Station, they did lose to Texas A&M. And then Arkansas, again, I don't think many people are too worried about the Razorbacks taking down Alabama, but this is an Arkansas team that's done well through the transfer portal, that does return a veteran quarterback, a veteran running back, and only lost by 7 to Alabama last time they played in Tuscaloosa. So something to be mindful of there. That 4-game stretch from A&M to LSU is going to be very, very tough, and it will define Alabama's season. Because if they are 5-0 heading into that stretch, assuming they run the month of September undefeated, of course they're going to be playoff contenders. Of course they're going to be a front runner in the SEC West. But very well, the SEC West could be decided on November 4th against LSU. Their playoff hopes could be decided against Tennessee or LSU. Because as we saw last year, 2 losses could potentially eliminate Alabama from playoff contention. That kind of seems to be the way it goes. 2 losses and you're out. So Alabama cannot afford 2 losses. And 1 loss could put them in a very tough spot because there's no more room for error. You already get a loss in the regular season. You can't afford to lose to Tennessee again or LSU again. Or if you finish 11-1, you more likely have to play Georgia in the SEC Championship. You lose to Georgia, that's 2 losses. Who knows what can happen? So something to be mindful of there. Last 3 games of the year aren't too dangerous, right? At Kentucky, new quarterback in Devin Leary. Obviously, Lexington not going to be an easy place to play, but I don't think many people are too concerned about it. Chattanooga, not a big deal. At Auburn, the return of Hugh Freeze to the SEC could spark a little bit more interest in the Iron Bowl, more than there already is on a yearly basis. This is an Auburn team that has the potential to be better, obviously, than they were last year, last year under Brian Harsin. But it is year 1 under Hugh Freeze. They have some quarterback questions right now. They're still going to be in a bit of a rebuild process. The people that think that Hugh Freeze is going to come in here and immediately make Auburn an SEC title contender, let's slow it down. Let's be realistic. Bowl game, yes. 8 or 9 wins, possibly. Hang with Alabama at Jordan-Hare Stadium, 100%. It could happen. But I don't think that we should assume that Hugh Freeze is going to make Auburn a world beater in just the first year. But the Nick Saban-Hugh Freeze matchup is going to be must-see TV. The Iron Bowl always is must-see TV. Cannot afford to overlook the Tigers there. But again, I think many would project Bama to be favored and to win. They beat Auburn 49-27 last year. Maybe a closer game this time around. Certainly a game they cannot afford to overlook if they still have playoff hopes or SEC title hopes on the line. So a bit of a trap game there. The road game at A&M and the road game at Auburn going to be tough and to be mindful of, but games that I think many would project Alabama to win. We'll, of course, predict that here in a few months. But, guys, you look at it, really, Alabama's got a lot of storylines around them. They missed the playoff last year. Can they get back? Who's going to be the quarterback? How do the new coordinators do? Yeah, look at the tough schedule. That stretch from A&M to LSU is tough. Will they get revenge over Tennessee? Will they get revenge over LSU? Will they slip up on the road to A&M or to Auburn or somebody that they shouldn't? That's something that we have to watch out for. Life in the SEC is tough. The schedule is relatively tough, but obviously Alabama is going to be a preseason favorite to make the college football playoff. They are the number 3 team in our way too early Gridiron Expert Top 25, and I have a slight suspicion that Nick Saban will have his team back in the college football playoff by season's end. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks, including our website, thegridironexpert.com, everything there to help you get through this offseason, because here at the Gridiron Expert, football never dies. The season never ends here at the Gridiron Expert. We want you to become a part of that and become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.